Hull is a great university. It's on a really positive trajectory, although there's quite a long way for us to go. I was looking for an institution where I could really make a difference, where the institution can really make a difference, and Hull is that. It feels like the time is right for the University of Hull. I mean, partly because Hull is the sort of institution that can help its region in a really positive way, and partly because this is a region that is looking for the support for the university. So it's a university in which I think there's enormous opportunity, there's huge strength, there's wonderful people, there's a chance to make a real difference. But as an institution, it's one in which we should be bold and confident, and that's where I want us to be. So the university was founded by the local community to serve the local community and wider society, and those fundamental principles remain current today. So I really like the fact that the university values its links to the region and to the nation to such a high degree. The university has a fantastic track record around the work that it does, for example, in flooding and flood alleviation, understanding the challenges that we face with climate change, around, for example, the work on modern slavery through the Wilberforce Institute, and the work that's ongoing around renewable energy and developing an offshore industry here. Those are a really important part of the university's activities, founded on the strength of its people, the quality of its research, and the brilliant students it recruits. Hull is a civic university, and it plays a really important role within the region. But it's internationally important too. Its research is international. It's addressing some of the really big challenges that face the world. It recruits and educates students from across the globe. And its graduates go out and make a big difference in terms of global problems, but also as ambassadors for the region around the world. First of all, I would like to pay tribute to Susan, my predecessor, who's done a fantastic job to set the university on a really positive trajectory. This is a great institution, and I'm so proud and honoured to be able to lead it. There's clearly been a redefinition of the role of universities in society, and there's an expectation by the government and by our local people that the universities help to solve the grand challenges that they face. Those challenges might be the major economic crisis we face at the moment. It might be around sustainability and climate change, around recycling, challenges around flooding, challenges around health inequalities within this region, which are really very, very stark. So the university in its research and its education plays a role in that, but it also is able to convene and bring different groups together, because these challenges are so great that it's going to require collective effort of us all. That creates an opportunity in itself that over time we want to build the capacity of the university, its capacity to educate more students and different types of students, its capacity to undertake research that's really going to make a fundamental difference, and to build a campus which is sustainable and which leads the way in demonstrating to the external community that institutions and organisations really can move to a net zero future without causing major trauma. I think we have to be honest about the fact that there are tough times for everyone in society at the moment. Clearly we're in a period of economic challenge, and of course we're still in a period of post-COVID, which is difficult. But there are a number of sort of grand challenges that sit over the top of that we need to recognise. I mean, the first is, of course, that we all face the major challenge of a net zero future. And moving to a situation in which by 2050 the whole of society is net carbon zero. As a university, we've made some bold pledges about moving to a campus that is essentially net zero by 2027. That's going to be a big challenge for us to achieve, but I do think that it is achievable, and in doing so we'll set the bar for lots of other organisations. A second big challenge is that we need to really think about the research capacity that we have. As an institution at the moment, our research is excellent, but we need to do more of it. So we need to build the research capacity across the institution, especially focused on the research needs of our community and our external organisations. A third element for me is and really important is the student experience. So the university provides a really high quality education, and that's definitely improved in recent years. But we need to continue that journey. We need to think about how do we make the student experience and the student education better, and we need to do that progressively, but in a very determined manner. So it's interesting to reflect upon the roles that a university can play in its region and more widely. So I really like the fact that universities work with the third sector around some of the great challenges that we face, whether that's health inequalities or social care. And I'm really enthusiastic about the university playing a greater role in those areas. I think universities play a fundamental role in the regeneration of our economy. An element of that might be thinking through the ways that we can create new spin-out companies that provide employment and wealth. Thinking through the ways that, for example, we can attract inward investment, or the ways that we can support small companies to develop and grow. I do think there's a really important element of the way that universities work with health providers. For example, the NHS. We train their staff. We undertake research that supports them, and we build capacity across the wider system. And then there's a whole series of activities around moving towards a more sustainable future. Now, part of that is about moving to low carbon, but there's also really important things about how are we going to generate new types of energy? How are we going to recycle all the different products that we produce? How are we going to produce products better so that they can be recycled? So I think universities can play a really fundamental role in helping the wider society address some of the big challenges that we currently face. Universities are about people, and I can't emphasize strongly enough that the core of the institution is its students and its staff and the great things that together they can do. I want our staff and our students to feel that we're an institution that's inclusive, that's welcoming, that's safe, that's progressive, that provides them a great place to study and to work. So these are really exciting times for the University of Hull. The trajectory of the institution is sharply upwards. We want to continue that trajectory to make it the really great world-class institution that it can be. So we're really excited about working with you, and we're looking forward to that. And we're looking for your help and your support to take us to a fairer, brighter, carbon-neutral future. We're really lucky. We have a wonderful campus. It's a really nice space. It's very welcoming. It's a very inclusive space, and it's actually just a really enjoyable place to be. The university has invested over recent years about £300 million in improving the campus, and it really shows. But over the coming years, we intend to invest around about another £250 million to create an even better environment, to improve the quality of the teaching and education spaces, and to create really world-class research spaces as well. But I do want to emphasise that we want to do so in a manner that is entirely sustainable, and the aim is to move to a carbon neutral campus by 2027.